our dashboard. And now we can see that we have our domain name here inside of our hosting package. Now, what we're going to do here is just highlight our domain name and click go to, and we're going to see if it's up yet. Now you can see that normally as soon as you first check out, our website is not going to be up immediately. So sometimes you have to wait a couple minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's a few hours, but normally it's within an hour or so our website will be up and running, and then we will be able to go ahead and install WordPress. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, and I'm going to come back as soon as the website is up and ready to go. Alright, so it's been a little while, and now as you can see, if we go ahead and go to our site again, we can see that now it's showing up here that we are set up on HostGator, and now we need to go ahead and actually install WordPress so we can go ahead and get started creating our site. So what we're going to go ahead and do is in the dashboard here, click on this orange button that says Launch cPanel, and we're going to wait for this to go ahead and load up. And now that we are inside of here, what we're going to do is scroll down, and we are going to click on Quick Install under the software section. So we're going to click Quick Install, and then it's going to open up this Site Builders and CMS, which is Content Management Systems. And what we're going to do is go ahead and select WordPress. So as you can see, installing WordPress is free. So we're going to click on this. And then now we're going to select our domain for installation. So we're going to select our domain here that we just got. And we're going to click Next. And then we're going to go ahead and just name the site. So we can just do that. And then we can go ahead and create our login information here. So for this video, I'll just put admin. And then I can go ahead and just put my name in here. And then we can go ahead and put our admin email address. And then we are going to leave checked, automatically create a new database for this installation. And then we need to check and agree to the terms of service agreement. And we don't need any of these bonuses down here because I'm going to be showing you how you can do all of this for free. And then we're just going to click install. And now as we sit here and wait a second, we can see that WordPress has just been installed on our site. And now we can see our login information right here. So what I would recommend you do is you go ahead and bring up a Google Doc or an Excel sheet, wherever you like to keep all of your password information, and go ahead and save this information. So in order to log in to a WordPress site to go ahead and manage it, you're going to need your base URL, and you're going to need to add something to the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up a notepad. So this is where you will go ahead and put, wherever you put your password information, make sure to put this. So it will be yoursite.com or .net/WP and then -admin. So this will be the login URL, how you log into WordPress. And then right here, we can go ahead and put our username and our password. So make sure you save this information somewhere where you can easily get to it. And now we're going to go ahead and open up a tab and log into our site by going to oursite.com/WP-admin, and it will forward us to the login information here. And then we go ahead and log in with the credentials that we just received. And then we can log in. And now you can see that we are already in the back end of our WordPress site. So now you can see we have successfully installed WordPress on our site. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do really quick is launch our site just so I can show you what it will look like by default. So you can see here your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. Once you are ready to launch your site, click here. So I'm just going to click here. All right, so now that we're successfully logged into the back end of our WordPress website, we're going to go ahead and do a couple basic housekeeping things to kind of clean things up. So as you can see right now, if we scroll over visit site and I open this in a new tab, we can see that we have a skeleton of a website up right now. So it doesn't look like much, but some people will charge you upwards of a few $100s just to get to this point, which is kind of ridiculous when you consider that it took us about 10 minutes and only cost us about $12. So we're going to go ahead and get working on making this a little bit better. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up some of our plugins. So when we first install WordPress on our site, there's these things called plugins that are going to come along with it. So WordPress doesn't come with everything you need. So it essentially, as you can view it as like the foundation of your house. So WordPress is the foundation, and then plugins could be things like new windows, doors, things like that. It's the things that you add on to your house to help it improve. So a couple examples of this could be like a plugin that gives you a nice contact form, or a plugin that lets you back up your website and different things like that. Now, normally when you install WordPress on your website initially, it's going to come with a lot of plugins already installed, and the majority of these are going to be not very useful, so we're not really going to need those. So initially what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of them. So to do that, we're going to come down here to plugins and click installed plugins, and we're going to scroll down here and click this right here to select all of them, and then I'm going to click bulk actions, deactivate, and then click on apply. And that's going to deactivate all of these plugins here. Then we're going to select all of them again, bulk actions, then delete, and then apply. And then we're just going to select OK. And this is going to delete all of these plugins here, since we don't really need any of these plugins right now. And now you'll notice that our back end is a lot cleaner. There's not as much going on. There's a lot less confusion, so it's going to be easier moving forward. We didn't really need any of these anyway. So the next thing we're going to do is edit our permalinks, which is our URL structure. So if we come over here and I go ahead and open up a sample post, you can see that this is the URL structure right here. So it's casuallycommerce.net/index.php, and then the date that it was posted, and then the actual name of the post. And if you go to any major website, you'll notice that this index and date part isn't in the URL structure at all. It would just simply look like this: yourwebsite.com.net, and then the name of the page. And this is what we want our URL structure to look like as well. We don't need all of that confusing gibberish in the center. So to do that, we're going to come back over here and then go over settings, and then we're going to go down to permalinks right here. And you can see that it starts out on custom structure, and to this day I don't know why it always starts it out with this confusing nonsense, because no one really uses it. But all we're going to do is come up here to post name and then click save changes, and then we're good to go. So now if you see, if I come over here to the sample post and click refresh, so now that you can see that I went over to the sample page and click refresh, it's no longer there because this URL doesn't work. But if we come down here to this post again, we can see that now it is showing this shortened URL, and that's how all of our URLs are going to look from now on. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and customize our username and password really quick. So we're going to come to users and then all users. And then this is our admin account right here, so we can just click on edit. And the username we can't change because that's what we signed up with, so this is going to be solidified. So whatever you made your username, you have to stick to that. You can change your nickname here, so if you just want to make it your name, that's fine. And what we're going to come down here and change is our password. So we can go under account management and then hit generate password. because before we had that very long and random password that was auto-generated for us when we